Hello guys and welcome back. As I mentioned in the previous part, in this part what we are going to do is we are going to configure our routes, and for that if I just hover on this material app you can see some properties like we have the routes, we have the initial route which is a string, and also we have this onGenerateRoute which is a route dynamic, and will have a function which gives us these the route settings, or once this is called, or onGenerateRoute, and if I hover on this one it will just have this route dynamic, and also we'll call this function, and which have this route settings as the arguments. So we can put it here, but this is not a good practice. What we want is we want to have a router class here, and we have that static onGenerateRoute method here, so it will return all the routes. So but before that we need to have some route constants. Why we need this route constants? Because if we want to navigate between the pages of the application, every time we need to just type the name of the route that we want to navigate to. But sometimes we might face some spelling mistakes. So to avoid that kind of situation, we are going to have this route constants, and first of all, this route constants, as we have it a lot, we'll add lots of routes here. So I'm going to name it for each page because it should be specific. So if I coming here and looking for this file, I need to know which route is belong to which page. So first of all, these routes are belonging to the opportunities, so I'm just calling the opportunities, and I just commenting out here. So this is a good practice to put some comments inside your application, so if later on you're coming back to review your code after a while, you know what does it mean. And suppose if someone else is just seeing at your code or reviewing your code, then these comments will help them. So we'll have some constants, and the type of these constants are a string, and the first one I will call it as opportunity. So opportunities route, so to be more specific, and I'm going to just call it as opportunities. So this is it. What we have is here we have some constants or string constants that we can use from now on in our entire application. So I'm done with this part. What I'm going to do is, as I mentioned earlier, we have this route dynamic on this onGenerateRoute, which have those properties as I mentioned. So we are going to create a class, and I will call this class as router or router, and we have a static method to have an easy access to. And as we saw in the onGenerateRoute, we have the route dynamic, which this method will return to us. We can call it anything, so I am going to call it all route, or onGenerateRoute I am going to call it onGenerateRoute. So you can call it anything, so it doesn't matter. So basically this is a function, but we need to bring this route in, and I'm going to just use this material.dart, and also this onGenerateRoute, as you saw here, will have the route settings. So you can have this route settings here, and this route settings will provide you with some things. Like if I write route settings and you just put the dot, you can see we have the arguments, and also we have the name. So what we can do is we can just check for the name, and if suppose the name is this opportunities, what we want is we want to return the material page, and also that material page will have a builder, and that builder will return the page with settings or without settings. So what do I mean by that? We can have multiple ifs. Suppose if the route settings dot name is equal to that, what we can say, the opportunities route, like this one. So if we put it like this, that we'll end up with this bunch of if statements, but this is not a good practice, and to avoid that we can use the switch for that. So if we switch this route settings dot name, we'll have some cases. So the case this is the opportunities route. If that is the case, what we want is we want to return this material page route, and this material page route, we need to have this one, and this will have a builder. And if you hover it, yeah, this will have a builder, and also will have this route settings, and also maintain a state, which is the a boolean, and also we have the full screen dialog. So all these parameters we can use it, but right now what we are interested in is this builder, and inside the builder, this builder will gives you the context, but we are not interested in the build context. So I'm going to just put the underscore here, means we don't want the context, and also we want to return this opportunities page. So this is how you can do this one. See how simple this is. But here is an error. The error says that the method, the return type of this method is route dynamic, but right now we don't have, this function has a return type of route dynamic, but doesn't end with a return statements. So means right now we are using the switch, and suppose none of these cases matches with our route, then we don't have anything else. So for that, what we need to do is we need to create something in our presentation, and I am going to create it inside a directory. So I will call it as not found, and inside this not found, to be more specific, I will have a not found page dart, and basically this is a stateless widget. So we just want to have to show something to the user, and I will call it as not found page, and I am going to bring the material. I am going to bring the material dart by pressing command dot on Mac or control dot on Windows, and here we want to return a scaffold, because the scaffold is always a really nice widget that you can use, and this has an app bar, and inside the app bar we'll have a title and text. For now I'm just going to put not found page or whatever you want. So this is for now, and what we can do is inside the router we need to have a default case. So this default case will just run if none of the cases matches. So I'm going to just copy this line, and for that we need to have a material page. This will give the builder, and right now we want to just use the not found page. So this is how we can do, and right now that warning is gone. And for the onGenerate route, what we can do is we can bring the router class, and this router class will have this static method onGenerate route, but you need to remove this brackets from the function because it will automatically call this function. So you need to just put the braces here. Okay, and what we need is when we use the router, or we are using the onGenerate route, what we need is an initial route that we need to put. So this initial route is the the route which runs after the first time we open the app. So for now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that opportunities route here. You can see how this is flexible. So I told you about the route constants. Right now we don't need to write this something like opportunities route here anymore, because what we have is we can bring that constant anytime we want. And what I'm going to do is I am going to remove this unused element, and you can do it by just clicking here and pressing command dot and just click on this remove unused imports. So it will do that, and what we need is we need to refresh our app because we just made some big changes that we need to refresh it. And after refreshing, you can see we have our home page back. So this is the routing part, and we did it and here. So the routing part is complete, and from now on, if we want to add another route, we are just going to add this route constants. So I'm going to copy it by pressing the shift alt shift option and down arrow key on Mac, or what you can do is pressing shift alt and down arrow key on Windows. So suppose we have the opportunity detail route, and what you need to just write is opportunity detail, and just go to inside the router class and add another case and check for that. If suppose the case is opportunity detail route, then you need to return the opportunity detail page. So this is how you will do and how you're going to add other routes from now on. And now it is the time to add something to our opportunities. But before the opportunities, as I mentioned, we need to have a home page, and this home page basically doesn't have anything else, as we have something in our design. And let me bring the design. So we have our design here, and already this link is shared with you. And if I press this sign in, you can see here at the bottom what we have is we have this bottom navigation bar, and also we have this drawer here and with this app bar. So but before everything else, what we want is we want this part to be in place, but we don't want this part to be in our home page. And but this definitely this bottom navigation bar is there inside our home page. And if I click on any of these pages, you can see the bottom navigation bar is there, but this part is different. So what we have in common in the entire application is this bottom navigation bar. So we need a home page where we can just have this bottom navigation bar but changing these pages. So for that, what we need is we need to create something. I'm going to put everything inside the directories, so that is better for the managing. So I'm just going to call this one as homepage.dart, and for the homepage.dart, and right now we need to create something or create routes for that. So I'm just going to put the home, and I am going to copy this part and I'm going to bring it here. So I am just going to rename this one to home route, and I'm going to put the home here. So we have this home route, and inside the router, what I'm going to do is I am going to check for the case home route, and if it is the home route, we want to return material page route, and we are interested in the builder, not in the context. And what we want is we want to return the home page. So this home page is not existed yet. What we need to do is we need to create this home page, and this home page is a stateful widget, and this stateful widget, and I'm going to write the home page. Also, I am going to bring the material by pressing command dot, and this is a scaffold. So we'll have a scaffold here. That's it. So let me go into the routes, and inside the routes I am going to bring this home page here, and what we need is inside our main part, or inside our main page, we want to have this home route as our initial route. So later on we'll have this login and register pages. So if I go to these opportunities, you can see we have these pages. If I click on this for set design, for the first one we have this splash screen, and if I click on that, it will just come here, and after that we have this login page, and also we have this register or sign up page. So we need to create those pages too inside our presentation, but right now those pages will not have any logic inside that for now. So we need to create a directory. I'm going to call it as auth, and inside that we have the login page.dart, and also we have the register underscore page.dart. So these are our login and register pages, and we have this home page, so we don't have any logic inside that. So let me do one thing. I am going to put a stateful widget there, and I'm going to call it as login page here, and this login page for now just return a scaffold 2, so a scaffold widget, and that's it. If I just put an app bar to differentiate between the pages, so I'm going to use the app bar widget, and this will have a title, and this title is a text widget, and this is going to be our login page. And I am just going to copy this one, and I'm going to paste it inside the register page. I am going to select this login by pressing Command D on Mac or Control D on Windows. So I am just going to change this login to register, and as we have sign up and sign in here, so it is better to just call this thing as the same way with that sign up page, and I'm going to change this one to sign up because we have the same convention there. So I am going to change this login page to sign underscore app page, and also for the register I am going to change that to sorry I missed that, so this is going to be sign in page. So this sign in page will have this. Let me do one thing. I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to paste it inside the sign up. Sorry for confusing you. So basically we have the sign up page, and equivalent to that we have this sign up page inside, and I'm going to copy, or paste it here, and I am going to select it by pressing Ctrl D. So this is basically our sign in page. So we have the sign in, so it is sign in here, and we have the sign up. And for this we are done, and what we need is we need to go to the route constants here. I am just going to copy this and paste it here, so we'll have our authentication or auth routes, and I am going to just copy this one or select this one. So this is sign in route, and we have the same for our sign up route. So that's it. So sign up route we are done with this, and we need to go to the router here. So inside the router we need to open this router class, and I am just going to copy and paste it here. So we have another case, and this case is our sign in route, and if this is the case we need to return the sign in page. And what we need is we need to copy and paste it the same for our sign up route. So if the case is sign up route, we want to return the sign, so this is sign up page. So the routes are complete right now, and we have those pages, but we are not going to use it. But for our home page, we'll have this scaffold for now, and I'm going to put this app bar for demonstration purpose, and this app bar will have this title of text, and we're just going to return the home page. And also we have this bottom navigation bar here. So we have this bottom navigation bar here. So we have this bottom navigation so we have bottom navigation bar, and if I just do it like that, just make sure I already have a good tutorial on how to implement the bottom navigation bar in Flutter. So if you have any doubt about that, you can just go and watch that tutorial. I'll put a link here. You can click on the corner. So we have this bottom navigation bar, and if I right now we see these squiggly lines, and if I just hover on it and scroll, you can see the items is required. So what we need is, we have many properties here. So one of these is the items, and these items basically it's a list of bottom navigation bar item. So we have the items, and this item is basically a list of bottom navigation bar item, and any of this bottom navigation bar item will have the icon, active icon, background color, and also the title. So I'm going to put the title, and this title is a widget. You can just hover on it, it's a widget. So I'm going to put a text here, and for the text I am just going to write the opportunities, and what we need to have here is something, the icon, the parameter icon is also required. So we need to put the icon. So the icon for this one is the icon, and we have the icons dot home. Right now I'm going to put it here, and if I save it and if I refresh, we are going to face an issue, and that issue is that the bottom navigation bar item, as per the material design, should at least have 2 items or 2 bottom navigation bar items, and maximum of 5, I believe it is. And so what we need to do is we need to copy this bottom navigation bar again, and we need to paste it here. So right now we are good to go. So at least 2 of these bottom navigation bar items. So right now, but if I look at my design here, we have 4, I believe. So why this is not working really? Okay, so we have 4. We have the opportunities, we have forum, we have favorites, and also we have the account. And later on we are going to customize this one. So we have the opportunities, icon home, we have the forum. So this will have the icons dot chat bubble, I believe it is. So if I save it, yeah, it is there. And we're going to change it a little bit. So if I write the chat, so that's, yeah, that's more likely the same as this one. And we are going to, let me just close this navigation bar, and we are going to copy this one and put this one as favorites. So for the favorites, we have the favorite icon, and if I save it right now, we have that. And for the final one, we have our account page. So I am going to copy that and put the account here. And for the account, we have the person. So let me save it. We don't have that. So why we have this error? Let me open the terminal. So we have this problem, and the problem says that assertion homepage failed assertion, and that is more than 2. So it is more than 2. Why we have this one? So let me just comment out that part. It's good, and let me put it back, save it, and let me refresh it. So this should work well, but I'm not quite sure why this is not working. Oh, so let me just put it here. Wow. Again, icons dot user, verified users, suppose. No. So I am not really sure about this one, why this is not working. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back to you when I'm done with this. So I found the issue, and the issue is that we need to specify the type of this bottom navigation bar if we have more than 3 items. And right now I just added the type here. So the type is bottom navigation bar type dot fixed. So we have the shifting, and also we have the fixed. So if we have the shifting and I save it, you can see it is not appearing, but if I change it to fixed, it is going to work perfectly. And right now we have 3, so let me uncomment this, the last one. But to be honest, it was working perfectly before, but I'm not quite sure. I have updated my Flutter and Flutter version, and currently it is not working. So I was not quite sure about this one. So let me change this one to the person, and if I save it, yeah, we have the account. But what we want is, we want to first of all highlight this, the selected item here on the tab, and also we want to change the pages. So for that we have something for this navigation bar, and that is on tab, and on that tab it is a function which gives us the integer, and this is basically the index of this bottom navigation bar item. So for that, what we need is, we need to have the on tab. So I'm just going to call it as on item tabbed, and that's it. And right now we need to create a function here, so I'm going to call it as void this one on item tabbed, but make sure to just pass an integer index here, because let me don't do it, and if I just do it like this, you can see still you have this error, and the argument type void function empty function can't be assigned to the parameter type void function end. So what we need to do is, we need to pass this parameter index here. So we have it right now. Let me print it for debugging purpose, and I am going to print this index. So let me save it, and if I open this debug console, and if I select the first element, you can see this is the first element, and this is the 0th element. So this is basically the 0 based indexed, and if I select this one, you can see it's 2, and for this it should be 3. And this is how you can just find out about the item tabbed. So what we want is, we want to have basically a page view inside the body of this home page. And this home page doesn't need to have this app bar anymore. So for now, I'm going to keep it as that. So we need to have this body. So we can have the page storage here. So page storage is a widget. If you hover on this one, you can see that this page storage is a bucket, the bucket that you can use. So you can use the page view or page storage, but I believe the page view is better one. So we have the page view, and this page view has this controller, well, has this on page changed, so physics and everything. So you can have it. We can have a list of children, and this children, basically these are the widgets. So basically these are our screens. So what we need is we need to have a list of widgets. So we need to have a list of widget. So list of widget, and I'm going to call this one as our screens. So basically we have 4 screens, and each one belonging to this page. So what we need to do is we need to put all those widgets here, and the first one is our opportunities page. So this is our opportunities page, and the second one should be our forum, favorite, and also account. So basically these pages are not existed, so I'm going to create those pages. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, inside the auth, I am going to start with the account. So we have the account underscore page dot dart, and also just I am going to copy it from this sign in page. So I'm just going to copy that and going to paste it here. So I'm going to select all these items by pressing Ctrl D. So this is our account page. I'm going to put something here. So this is our account page, and also I'm just going to copy this one. I am going to create another directory. I will call it as forum. So this is our forum here belonging to this one. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, inside the forum we have the questions page dot dart, and I'm going to paste it here. So if you just see the design here, we have the forum. Basically here we have list of our questions, and if I click on any of these questions, it will open the question detail. So what I'm going to do is, inside the questions page, I am just going to rename it. So because I pasted this code, so I am going to paste it again, and here I'm going to select all, and I'm going to write this one as question page, and here is also the question. Okay, so this is our question page. Questions, it should be, sorry, not a question, so I missed something here. So questions page, and I'm not sure about the questions page. We need to have this favorites. So for the favorites also, I am going to create a directory here. So favorites. So even though sometimes we don't have to create these directories, but I just want to create it. Favorites page dot dart. I want to create these directories because I want to just have a really nice, it's easy for navigating because I know what does it mean here. So I'm going to paste it here. So I'm going to select all of them, and I am going to just change this part. So favorites here. So favorites. Okay, so it's done, and we have the account. What we need to do is inside the home we have these screens, and we are going to change it by the page controller. With this page view, it has this controller method, and we don't need to just have the routes. So first of all, we have this opportunities page, and then we have the forum page. So forum page is not there. Yeah, questions page, sorry. Already it is a confusion. Questions page. And so we have this questions page, we have the favorites page, and the last one we have the account page. Okay, so we have all these things in place, and for the widgets, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this empty list, and I am going to let me make this as a private variable, and I am going to use it here as a screens. So we are good to go with this one, as already you can see it is selected the first element, and it is coming from the opportunities. Let me go inside the opportunities. Here we have the opportunities, and we need to just rename this one to opportunities. Yeah, opportunities. Okay, and if I save it, you can see the first page is loaded by default. And as we have this app bar inside our home page, so that's why these two app bars are showing. So if I remove the home one, so we don't have this app bar, the first one, anymore. But right now, if I click on any of these pages, you can see that we are not able to change the page. So for that, what we need to do is we need to have other properties of this one. So this have the the controller. First of all, the controller, and if I hover on this controller, you can see it is a page controller, and a page controller. So it's a controller of type page controller, so we can use that. Oh, sorry. So we have this page controller, but what we need is we need to create this controller here, because we need to have the access to it. So the type of it is page controller. So this is our page controller, and we need to instantiate it here. That's it. And what we need is to assign it here. And what we need is the physics, and this physics is never a scrollable physics, because we don't want this part to be scrollable, but inside these elements or inside these widgets, the opportunities widgets or the question widgets, we are going to scroll it if we need to. Okay, so I'm going to save that. And here is the other part of this one. So on top of this on item, what we need is this to use this page controller, and also we need to jump to, so let's jump to page, and jump to page, and the page is our index. So if I do so, we are good to go. And if I click on the forum, you can see we have the questions page here. And if I click on the favorites, you can see we have the favorites page, and also the last part we have the account page. So we are done with this bottom navigation part, and right now we are able to navigate between the pages back and forth. But we don't have the the ability to preserve this the state of these pages, as I already mentioned inside the implementing bottom navigation bar tutorial. So I mentioned about how we can preserve our state of the pages. And right now, if I put something inside this question page, and if I navigate to this opportunities page and come back to the question page, it will gone. Why? Because every time we are initializing this, the question page and also this opportunities page. So we'll do that, we'll avoid that in the next tutorial, because I believe this tutorial just got too lengthy. And also we need to highlight the the selected navigation bar item. Right now, if I choose this, the forum, and it is written here, the question page, but unfortunately still the opportunities page is highlighted. And suppose if I click on this account, you can see the account page is there, but this is still selected. So we'll implement these things in the next tutorial. So thank you for watching. If you don't want to miss the other part, kindly subscribe and hit the bell button so you'll be notified about that.